This is Mary Egbert from Camaj Fiber Arts, and I want to show you my Brother drum carder. I didn't get it, I got it, not too long ago, and I thought I would show this to you because it's kind of interesting. This is the Brother, let's see. This is the Deluxe manual. So the Deluxe manual is quite sturdy, and it's a big base. They actually put it on the base of a one of the electric drum carder bases. They use the same base, but these are so beautiful and so beautifully crafted. I mean, look at, that's pretty big. So the handle is about maybe 2 inches from the table, so you could put it in the middle of the table. So this is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. And then this little thing here is to adjust the liquor in. So if you wanted to card more art bats, you would bring this drum out just a little bit. You have a little bit more space in between the drums. And if you did a finer fiber, the drums would be closer together. But the drums do not touch, they don't mesh, because you can damage the pins. Okay, so with this drum carder, I'm glad you can hear me. My mic's work. It's a billion things to try to get this to work. It has a brush, a burnishing brush at the top, and what's really nice about this brush is it's super stiff. I love this. This is probably one of the stiffest brushes that I've come across on a carder, so it's really nice. It's a little bit on the loud side, but this really works. So instead of a burnishing brush, I'm just going to use this today, and I'm going to pack it down. So I'm pushing it down just a little bit, and then I'm tightening it up. Lois and Juliet and Christy and Terry and Alyssa, hello. Hello, everybody. Hey, if anybody has not seen Lois's locks at CamajFiberArts.com, Lois is a Reading Method teacher, and her locks are stunning. She did a really beautiful red, deep red for the holidays. So pretty. You need, if you're into locks and you like to felt with them and things like that, you need to go look at Lois's stuff. It's really pretty. Okay, so let's do a little carding. Of course it wasn't sticking in the liquor in when I was practicing. Never fails, never fails. And these carders run about $500 and some odd dollars. I mean, for a drum carder, this magnitude and this hefty and this size, $500 and some dollars, that's crazy good, crazy good. And Brother has fantastic customer service. I'm one of their dealers, of course. If you purchase a drum carder through me, you get my drum carding class for free, which is a $59 value, $49 value. Because there's so much to know about drum carding. If you're brand new to drum carding, the class is very helpful, super helpful. There's so many things to know about carding that someone may not know, and you can't just go shoving through a lot of fiber through the drum carder and expect it to card well. This is a, I don't know if you can see this. I think this is fake mohair, and it has this really cool sheen to it. It's really pretty. So if I go a little slower, it probably doesn't stick. I also have the Brother Super Card, the one with the 3 drums. It's fantastic. Juliet, she's a lockaholic. You've got to go look at Lois's stuff and then come back and tell me what you think. Lois is a dying superstar. And she teaches, and I'm just going to have to pay the money to have her teach me. Because it's crazy good, crazy. And she lives right around the corner from me, so that's even better. right? That's even better. She's part of my, we have a group of ladies that spin together, and we haven't been spinning since all this stuff has been going on. So if I go a little slower, it doesn't stick into the liquor in as much. And I'm using the fake mohair. I've got some that's silk. Let's see. That's pretty soft. Let me find something that has a little bit of silk in it. Let's see what happens. So this has, and you say, oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that sheen. That's really pretty. I'll put something with a little bit of silk in it. And since this is kind of messed up to begin with, I'm just going to fluff it up and put it in. So those of you that celebrate Christmas, are you just about done? I started super early this year. And gosh, the older I get, it's never too early to start planning for Christmas, right? Never too early. But I had to get a lot of stuff shipped off because I have daughters that live in Asheville, and my mom is still in Ohio. My sisters and brothers are in Ohio. There's 8 of them. Or well, there's 7. I'm 8. And none of them live here, so they just come and visit, which is nice. It's really nice to have them visit. Because when you're in Florida, you have to have a guest bedroom. You just have to. Do I load it in straight and not sideways? Rose, it depends on what I'm looking for. If I have a fiber that's super lofty, like if I'm doing clean locks that have a lot of crimp, I may put them in sideways because it creates more of a disorganization of the fibers, and you get a super lofty bat. You get a disorganization of fibers anyway because it's a carder. Even if I put them in straight, I'll pull it off. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and I'm going to show you that these fibers are not completely aligned. Even though I'm putting them in straight, the carder sort of disorganizes the fibers a bit. So this is a woolen prep, and carding, whether it's on a drum carder, hand cards, or a blending board, because it's on a carding cloth, it creates a lot of air and that kind of stuff. What about with plucked Angora? You know, it just depends on the TPI of the cloth. This is a 90. Someone just, you're talking about Bunny, right, Janice? Someone just did Bunny, oh gosh, who was that? She had the triple drum carder from Brother and just did Bunny. It was really pretty. I don't work with it very often because it gets up my nose and it gets everywhere in my mouth. Okay, I'm going to put these in sideways. I mean, you can see, well, I don't know if you can see it, but there's something very fine in this fiber, and it's getting all over the place. But yes, you can card bunny rabbit for sure. People do it all the time. And it's really pretty. If you just wanted to move, if it's like a little too noisy for you, you can just move this out of the way, and you'll move it out of the way when you want to take the bat off. So if you don't have this on there, if you don't feel like using it, you need a burnishing brush. Let me show you what that is. And this is a burnishing brush. And then you would, I don't know if you can see it, I'm going to hold it on the drum and card. I don't think you can see that very well, but that's what this is, and that's what this is. Because the more you can pack in the drum without destroying the fiber, you'll get a more compact bat. It comes off a little bit easier, and you can get maybe 4 ounces on these 8-inch drums. So it takes a little bit of effort to get the 4 ounces on. Burnishing all along the way does help a lot if you do that. These drum carders, most of them, if not all of them, come in. You can choose the TPI you want on the big main drum. So you can choose 54 TPI, 72, 90, 128, and 190, I believe. I've never tried the 190. That's crazy. Yeah, you may want to, I mean, maybe the Angora you would use a real fine cloth like 128 or even 190. But then, then you're kind of stuck. If you get a 190, you're kind of stuck at that TPI, and then I don't know, can you do you know, a Cordale on it or something. Also beware that with drum carders, with your fine grade fibers, so your fine grade fibers are, some examples are merino, Rambouillet, Cormo, fine fibers. Anywhere from 14 microns to 22 microns is considered a fine grade. And I like to classify wools in grades. That's best for me when I'm prepping or if I'm scouring. That's how I like to do it. So if you have something that's under, oh, let's say you have a 14, 15, 16 micron merino, which there's some ladies on Facebook that have these beautiful fine merino fibers. If you put those through the drum carder, sometimes the fiber is so delicate that it actually tears it up a little bit and causes naps. Let's see. Angora would be blended with merino or silk, so it would be 90 or 120 TPI. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I would say. I mean, I've done, again, I didn't do the bunny because I don't really work with it, but I've done cashmere, alpaca, silk, all those blends on my, actually on my Strouch drum carder, and that's a 72 TPI, and it actually turned out quite nice. But I think if you're going to do those finer fibers, I would go with a 90 or 120. Strouch also has the finest, which is a 120, so it's really nice. But Brother does all those TPIs for you at a fraction of the cost. But their quality is right up there, man, right up there. I'll tell you, right up there. Okay, here's some more silky. I'm going to fill this up because I want to show you how I take this bat off. Hey, have you guys seen Brother's big carder, the roving maker thing they're doing, that $14,000 machine? Ooh, baby. That's crazy. That was Paula Green. What was that, her cottage industry carder or something like that? But it's so nice to see them still kind of live on. Rena, with the low micron fiber, I carve very slowly to decrease my chance of naps. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Sometimes you're just going to get them no matter what, or if the micron's a little higher. You know, it's just, and I tell people sample. You know, instead of doing one big thing, sample something, see if you like it. Is your fiber weak? Was it weak from scouring? I mean, there's so many different reasons why you're getting naps. It doesn't matter if you put it in sideways. I have been feeding mine always with the end of the lock. Yeah, anything. The end of the lock, it's not going to matter on a drum carder because it's going to disorganize those fibers. So if that's the way you want to do it, that's cool. When you're doing combs, that's when if you like to do a true worsted prep, that's when you really need to watch which way you're loading the comb. And it all depends on what you're shooting for. What's your end goal for a project or yarn or anything like that. So once you know on the front end what it's going to turn out like, then you have a better idea of what you can do with the yarn. Okay, let's see how full this is getting. So what I'll do is I'll check this. If the fiber's up to the top of the pins, I know it's pretty full. If this is starting to load up, I will burnish this to pack down as much as I can, and it may pull some of the fiber off of this, but once that main drum is full, nothing else is going to go on it, and all of it's going to load up on here. But I always keep this clean because if this gets full, this is your carding drum. Your fiber's going to slide right past it and get deposited on the big drum without it opening up here. My really long Surrey fiber always wraps around the smaller drum. Yes, Marin. Hello, Miss Marin Scott. Because you got to cut it, honey. I mean, how long is it? How long is your furry, how long is your Surrey alpaca? It may be just a little bit too long, because if you put fibers in that are 5, 6 inches, I mean, it's going to card it, but it's going to wrap all the way around this drum, and it's going to be really hard to get it off the drum. This is silk. We'll see what happens with it. Ah, it's sticking a little bit. Okay. Did anybody go look at Lois's locks yet? 8 to 9 inches, stop it. That's too long. Oh my gosh. You're so funny. Either comb them, you know, comb them with a dog comb or flick them and just spin them from the fold. Or cut them in half. They're too long. I mean, you got to cut end anyway, so why not have 2 cut ends? I know some people don't want to cut it. It's like, well, I don't want to cut it. But it's already got a cut end on it. I've cut fibers. It's hard, especially locks. I always say, you want to see a lock cry, like a long lock? I'm going to cut it. Good to see you, Mirren. I hope you're doing well. You and your funny stories, your cat stories. Are you getting a lot of snow yet in Utah? We're not getting any snow in Florida. It's crazy. It was like a spring day today, but I always know when it's storming. I always know when it's storming somewhere because we get a cold snap, and I'm like, oh, it's snowing, it's storming somewhere. Always, never fails. But in somewhere, oh gosh, somewhere in, where is it? There's a little town in Florida that's like a Disney town or something, and they actually have snow, so you can go there and see snow. Besides pulling the bat, so Rena says, besides pulling off the bat, do you do roll eggs right from the carder? Yes, I can do roll eggs right from the carder. I'm not going to do them today. They are in my drum carding class on how to do the roll eggs off the carder. You can also pull off a roving with a diz off a carder as well, which is really nice. So let me ask you this. When you pull off a strip of fiber with a diz off a carder, is that comb top or is that a roving? And why? Mira, not yet a skiff of snow. Insanity. I would be disappointed if insanity didn't rain at your house. Oh my gosh, it's getting pretty full. It's it's not so full over here, so I'm gonna add in a little bit more on this side. Yeah, yeah, Rena, the roll eggs are fun off the carder for sure. They're a little tricky, I think, a teeny bit tricky. So I kind of like using my blending board. Ding, ding, ding. Just saying. I hope I'm saying your name right. Yes, it's roving. Yes, Rena, good job. Yep, exactly. It's roving. So all those things, those braids you see in Etsy that are so beautiful and braided up and stuff, that's comb top. That is commercial comb top. All the shortcuts have been taken out. All the fibers are aligned. But they call it roving. And the reason they call it roving is mostly because Etsy doesn't have a comb top section. But in the description, they should explain to you that it is a worsted prep comb top, not roving. Everybody gets so confused about it. And then when someone goes to buy roving and they get comb top and they're like, and they really want a roving, you know, for maybe they're doing a study or something, and they're like, I thought this was roving. They said it was roving. Anyway, okay, so we are getting pretty full. Let's see. Let's see my big nose there. Let's turn it this way. I'm going to flip this up. All right, so where's my little thing here? So Brother sells this little bat taker offer thing. Well, they don't sell it. It actually comes with the super card. So it has two things. But Clemis and Clemis sells a thing like this called a bat lifter. I don't know how much they charge, but they have a sleeve on it and stuff, so it's pretty nice. You may be able to just use 2 dowels or 2 big knitting needles. That may help. Yes, Juliet, Lois's locks are gorgeous, aren't they? She called me one day and she said, hey, you need some locks in your store. And I said, okay. She says, well, I'm going to make the locks and you sell them for me. I'm kidding. And I said, no, I'll sell them for you, absolutely. So, because I said, not a lot of people are dyeing locks, and people love the locks, and especially hers. They're so beautiful. Okay, so this is pretty thick. And this is the little tool I'm going to use to take off the bat. If I put it under all the layers, it's going to take, I'm probably going to break this because the leverage and power it's going to take to lift this up is too much. So to save your shoulders, because all of us, one time or another, are going to have bad shoulders, go through a thinner section and push down with this tip, and you're going to lever up. Okay, and now you can grab both sides and pull. But can you see how much is left? So we're just going to go layer, little layers. And if the carder is too low, you may want to get a little step stool, just so you don't have to use your shoulders when you're carding. All right, so I'm going to go down this little metal piece. I want to get off every bit of fiber that is on this seam. I'm not sure, what do they call this? Is there a name for it? I don't even know. I guess I need to read the book. All right. If you want to, where's my little thing? Hang on. Okay, of course I can't find it. If you find that it's not, that this is sticking a little bit, you can use a little flicker brush to sort of get it started. I don't like to use the flicker brush to take off the whole bat if this is when I'm going to take it off. I'll do that if, it's the bat breaker section. Thank you. I'll do that, say I'm doing like clean locks and I'm going to pass it a second time. I will use my flicker, and it's just going to be ugly, but that's okay because we're going to put it through again. But because this is the last time I'm going to card this, I'm not going to card this again. We want the bat to look really pretty and intact, especially if you want to sell it. So this one has a really long thing to it because this goes to the Brother Super Card, and they make bats that are 36 inches long. See how long that is? Woo! But this isn't quite that long. Okay, so I'm going to set this on the bat and then fold over the bat and trap it right there. Again, you may be able to use just 2 dowels or something like that. I don't see why not. So the trick to getting a bat off cleanly is you want to keep the bat as close to the drum as possible, whether it's with your hands or whether it's with a bat lifter type thing. And if you see some that's kind of sticking, you can kind of take it or do something like that. Now listen, don't use metal picks in this carding cloth because the base is rubber, and the metal picks will they're going to destroy it. And then these cost a lot of money, and you want to make sure that you take care of them. So use a porcupine quill or maybe like a small double point needle that's a bamboo or something like that. Okay, so that comes right off. And that's our lovely bat. Has a nice sheen to it. So that's the front, that's the back. The back was, I think that was a Corriedale, and then I added some silk to it. But we could definitely put this through again and card it again. But do you see that 90 TPI actually does nice? Rena says she does a lot of blending on her carder. I weigh out 20 to 30 grams of silk or alpaca plus a remainder of mid-micron. Yes, good job. And it depends on, what do you want And why do you want to blend certain fibers? Like you may do like a Dorset horn and a kid mohair, and that would be a great sock fiber. Some people will just throw all sorts of stuff together, which isn't bad. I mean, short and long fibers in a carter is fine, because that's kind of what it's for. But if, I mean, I put silk, like soft silk, which is a really short staple. I put it in with wool all the time, and it makes like little tweeds, like little tweed things. So it works well. But anyway, that is the Brother with a 90 TPI, and I honestly don't have a lot of stuff on there. Came off really nice. 500 and some odd dollars. And if you do, and I'm not trying to sell you nothing. I'm just telling you that I'm a dealer. I think one of their least expensive carters is $250 or something like that. You have to go to bed. Bye, Eleanor. Thanks for stopping by. Oh yeah, the bamboo rolls. Yeah, so, Rena, there's so many different things to use for carters that just really unique stuff that people come up with. So you don't always have to use, you know, what people tell you. All right, I'm going to clean this a little bit. So I always clean the front drum first because it deposits on the back drum, but you can see there's not a lot of fiber on that, not very much at all, because we managed and maintained it all along the way. And then I'm going to clean this drum. And I'm using a flicker brush. I have a YouTube video under Camaj Fiber Arts on how to clean a drum carter. This is a Olivia hairbrush cleaner. It cleans all my tools. And see, that wasn't much on there, on that main drum. And then I'll use the hairbrush cleaner to clean off the drum as well if there's anything stuck inside. A little bit, not much at all. Not much at all. Oh, one more thing. When you use this flicker brush, don't go sideways on your pins because it will loosen them over a period of time. So only go in the direction of the pins and the direction that the pins are bending. Oh, you're in the UK, Eleanor? Oh, sweet dreams. Good night. Thank you for being here. All right, you guys. I just wanted to show you the Brother drum. I haven't done one with this drum carter probably ever. I keep doing the big one because I like it so much. But anyway, there you go. Okay. Thanks for stopping. What is the name of the sticks you used? You mean these ones, Kat, to take off the bat? This one came with the, you're welcome, Carol. This one came with the Brother Supercar drum carter. I don't think they sell them separate. I need to ask Gabriel. Clemis and Clemis also sells these. They are called a bat lifter. They're pretty much the same thing, but I don't know why you couldn't use two big dowels, two big knitting needles. But they do need to go all the way across the drum. That's helpful. I don't know that, well, yeah, like a bat lifter kind of. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any gentlemen here, thanks for watching. It was nice seeing people. It's been I worked all day, packing orders, and it's been kind of quiet. So, all right, if you have any questions, you can PM me, and have a good night. Bye.